don't generally end up in the ER. No, yeah, we're pretty good on that. But yeah, they do. There's tears, there's scratches, there's blood. That it happens. There's bruises.
Welcome to A Home That Heals. I'm Dee, along with my daughter, Bree. We're just so glad that you are joining us today.
Do you ever get the feeling that you're just not quite enough for your kids? That perhaps somebody else could do a better job?
Well, we know this. God has, in fact, uniquely made you for this and for your kids. We're discovering that more and more here on A Home That Heals.
When those siblings are just kind of going at it and you're about to pull your hair out, do you ever wonder if it's okay to just let them duke it out?
We're going to explore that question and give you our answer next here on A Home That Heals.
I know I'm not the only one on this because I have so many conversations with you guys about how your siblings are just going at it. Or maybe even you have a little kiddo that doesn't have any siblings, but they just want to wrestle and fight and they can't sit still and they're just going nutso because they are, especially boys. I've got 3 boys, and this was kind of a new world for us, realizing what it was like with boys. Because, Mom, you had me and my brother 7 years apart. Mm-hmm. You did not have to deal with a whole lot of fighting, especially like physical fighting.
Yeah,
right?
Really not physical fighting. No, because there was just too big an age gap there, and you weren't really into that. I think there were a few little mouth fights that came along here and there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't have to. And It's been hard for me. Really, 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 really hard for me.
I know.
To get used to what boys will do. Like I took the kids to the trampoline park the other day, and our 8-year-old found another 8-year-old friend. And I mean, on those mats, those two started going at it. And I mean, they were wrestling. They were jumping on each other. Well, thankfully, the mom that was with the other little kiddo, she was of your mindset because I was like, be careful. Stop. Oh, be careful.
Be nice. Be nice.
Now, don't go
Let's just come over and play nice.
I didn't say that, but I did. I was really sweating bullets. I don't like it. I don't like it. But yet you have tried to educate me that this is really, it's important.
Well, what I have realized is they need this. They desperately need this. And part of it, to be honest, it started with just like relinquishing my desire for control because there was no possible way, especially when I had 3 boys under the age of 5 to control it. They're just, I completely was at my wit's end of trying to make sure that they didn't hurt each other. And I realized they love this. They
they don't generally hurt each other, which is kind of amazing.
Well,
am I right or am I wrong?
I mean,
you just hid that part from me. Oh, the broken arm, you didn't notice that?
Oh, okay. Okay, they don't generally end up in the ER. No, yeah, we're pretty good on that. But yeah, they do. There's tears, there's scratches, there's blood. That it happens.
But then they learn kind of about going too far. They say to do that with puppies. Puppies they'll do that squeal thing.
Oh, uh-huh.
And that tells somebody, okay, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Kids do that too.
They do.
They squeal.
They do. And I don't know. I am such an advocate, especially in seeing the transformation it has had on my kids when I really have found out, especially our 8-year-old that you were just talking about, he needs that. Mm-hmm. I mean, the other boys, they really like it and they enjoy it. He needs it. He has to, he's one of those kids that is constantly moving. That's how he learns, is by moving, jumping off things, grabbing things. He wants to, if he comes to give me a hug, it's not a gentle hug. I'm pressing into you as hard as I can to get as much contact as possible.
Yeah.
Hug. It's the way that God made him, and it is beautiful and wonderful and awesome. I mean, I totally believe if he lived back in the day, he would have been like the frontline Trojan guy who was just this massive warrior. That is who he is, and I don't want to diminish that. I don't want to tell him that is bad, but I do want to find healthy ways for him to be able to engage in that.
Right. And a good framework for it too, because I think what I always worry about when they're at my house and they're doing that, I can kind of always tell if it's going somewhere that's going to be really angry. You know, like if somebody's going to get angry, and I gotta be honest, I don't like that. I don't want to see it go that way. I realize that sometimes it does naturally, but that's where it gets a little hard. Maybe for my generation too, because we just didn't do, at least in my home growing up, we didn't do yelling and screaming and, you know, and that kind of thing. And so.
But we do, yeah. We're all good with that.
No, I don't mean that.
Here at Home the Hills, we like screaming and yelling.
I'm sorry, I don't mean that.
Sure.
But I do think you have a tolerance for it that is beyond me and most grandmas. Am I right, grandmas? It's I don't know, it's a little harder for me.
Okay, but let me just shoot this idea out to you. You know, I've been guilty of this too, where for a while I tried to teach them that it wasn't nice, you know, to push and shove and do all of that. Frankly, because that's kind of the culture we're living in right now. You know, it's trying to tell boys that that's not okay to be rough and tough. And you know, when you go to the park and you start to realize that other parents are not okay with wrestling and that kind of thing, you try to teach that to your kids, which then I think instills that anger because they feel wronged. They feel, does that make sense?
So like you're saying they're kind of stuffing that down a little bit or something?
Well, you're teaching them that it's wrong to do that. So then if somebody does it to them, you know, if you're teaching them that it's wrong to wrestle and fight, you know, play fight, but if you're teaching them that that's wrong, then if somebody does it to them, they're going to feel wronged, correct? I mean, that's what you were trying to teach.
And maybe overreact or react inappropriately because the kid just wanted to play.
Yeah. And I really stepped back from that. The last probably 3 years, I've really stepped back from that because I've realized this is what my kids need. Now, if they're trying to hurt somebody, like they're really trying to be mean and a bully, that's different. And we have conversations about that. But I've stepped back from teaching them that it's wrong to push and shove and play fight and wrestle and behave in that manner. And I've seen personally that anger diminish because now they don't feel wrong. They don't feel like somebody hurt their feelings or is hurting them physically. They feel like, hey, my buddy wants to play with me. And it's completely switched the mindset of it. And now, especially my boys are getting what they need. Although I got to say, my girl, oh man, she can get in there and get some business done. She's
tough. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a tough cookie. So I don't know. I'm just putting a thought out there. Obviously, no psychologist here and no research to back it up. But
contraire. What made me think of this when we were, chatting about ideas for podcasts is remember the Jordan Peterson. He was with that parkour expert, Rafe Kelly.
Oh, you did send me that. Yeah. That YouTube video. Yeah,
that was good.
That was good.
It was about that rough and tumble play.
Yeah, they really did talk about how, and especially how it, I remember them talking about how it's kind of connected with that ADHD and that struggle of just like sitting still all the time. You know, think about it, that this is not how kids grew up for centuries. You know, they were outside, they were moving, they were working, they were doing things, physical all day long. Now you think about it, our kids are stationary with a little bit of play from like 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. sometimes. That's a long time.
And if kids come home and sit and watch TV or play video games, it's even longer. I mean, we've done a podcast on getting your kids outside because you saw, it was kind of cute today. Our little girl was saying, did I have a good day yesterday, Mom? And you said we did because we were outside all day. And it does make a big difference.
It does when they are getting to do that physical work and they're getting that input that they were designed for. Again, so, okay, maybe I'm not a psychologist, but I do know how God designed us. I do know that he designed us for work. I know that he designed us to move. I know that he designed, especially my boys, to have that physical type contact. We have loved our 8-year-old and our little girl. She just asked to start joining too, have been doing jujitsu.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh my goodness. If you want an awesome sport to get your kids involved in, I highly recommend it. They have loved it because it gets him everything he needs. Like he gets to twist him around and he gets to spin around and it's a mixture, of, I'm probably not adequately going to describe it, but wrestling mixed with some, karate maybe, or
martial arts of some sort.
Arts. Like, it's just, he is all about it.
Now, grandma alert, if you ever go to a jiu-jitsu competition or a jiu-jitsu practice, just be ready because it's kind of like what we're talking about. It's hard to watch these kids, but at the same time, they're learning how to do it right. And they're learning how to just go all in, which is fascinating to watch if you can handle it, which it's always kind of a struggle for me because they're being very physical.
She says it's a struggle. You guys, it like contortions come on her face. Like it is, I can attest to it's hard for her. But I am thankful, Mom, that you have seen the value in it because I'll just share this really quick. If you're a mom and you just don't know what to do because you feel like, I have this kiddo and he can't sit still. He can't stop touching people. He's always moving. They want to put him on meds just so that he can function, just so he can get through the day, or, he's constantly getting in trouble. His emotions are erratic. He goes from happy to angry to sad. He can't control. You can't reason with him, or he's feeling depressed. Like he's always bad. Like he's always doing something wrong. Then I just really encourage you to think about this because it truly transformed my kiddo's life. That's where he was at. Yeah. He was at a really, really dark place because frankly, I wasn't allowing him to be who God created him to be. I wasn't giving him enough opportunities to get all of that rough and tumble boyhood, into his day, to fill his cup, to get his body moving, get his mind moving. That's what's amazing to me. Is this is all about his body, but the connection to his mind is so clear. It is so evident that he is able to think more clearly. He is able to express himself more adequately. He is able to retain information so much better.
I've really noticed that. Big time.
Yeah.
So I do have to say, for all my facial contortions over here, I do have to say that I have seen the proof in the pudding. Boy, that's an old saying. And amen. And I have to kind of give you props here because you kind of restructured your life to make sure that he can get that he can be, full on who he is in that regard. And so we'll be sharing about all that stuff later, but boy, it's been big.
It has. So be encouraged. Be encouraged that there are ways right at home that you can implement opportunities for your kids to just move and play and be rough and tumble. I'm going to go ahead. There's some fun outdoor things that we have put out at Barefoot Bluff on our property that I'm going to put some links to for you guys if you want to check them out. One of the things that we really have been loving lately is the kids are into bow and arrows. And so we set up this whole little area where they can shoot their bows and arrows and they play like they're Robin Hood. They play, cowboys and Indians. Like they just have turned it into this whole make-believe world out there. And so I'll put some pictures up of that space. Obviously, just like swings and play sets that they can climb on and fall off of and just be tough and rough. And then when they start to wrestle and they start to fight, teach them about kindness, teach them about bullying. Absolutely. Make sure that it doesn't cross that line. Talk to them about that. But also, I say, let them have it.
Well, let's link the Jordan Peterson video as well. It's really a good one. And they do go into a lot more detail, especially if you have a kiddo with ADHD or any of those kinds of issues, because it's big. And they're going to explain all the scientific side of it a little bit more, and you'll enjoy it, I think.
Well, thank you guys too for just being a part of this community. We are loving it. And when we come back, we're going to have a Barefoot Bluff update. And I hope, though, that you'll hit the subscribe button. You'll share this with a friend. Maybe you have a friend who's wondering the same thing. Can I let my kids fight? Send this their way. be sure to like and leave a review for us too. We love hearing from you on Instagram and Facebook as well.
We'll be right back.
Well, we keep saying how much we love this community on A Home That Heals, but you literally have provided our breakfast for us. So we do love you so much.
Yeah, we got some great ideas about how to get our chickens to start laying eggs. You know, they just were not pulling their weight on Barefoot Bluff this winter.
Not.
Now I realize that they're going to shut down, and it's kind of understandable when the weather's really bad. But it just seemed like other people's chickens were laying eggs and ours weren't.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what to do.
We didn't. So we put it out there. We posted, about our sweet girls not laying eggs. And if anybody had suggestions, and oh my goodness, you guys gave us the best suggestions. We were flooded with comments. We were so thankful because we tried pretty much every single thing. I mean, who knew chili flakes would help your chickens?
I know. I had never heard that one before, but we tried everything. And so shoot off the fireworks. We've got eggs. And I had to get some up to you the other day because they've really started laying. We've got eggs coming every day now.
Oh, we do. So thank you so much. We love you. We have breakfast now.
Yeah.
The kids love you.
Nothing like those farm fresh eggs.
No, we hope you know that we are praying for you. We are so thankful that you're a part of this community. We hope that you'll share this with others to encourage and uplift them and to remind them that they were made for this role that God has given them in their child's life. And join us next week on A Home That Heals.
A Home That Heals is produced in partnership with 89.5 KTSY. To find out more about them, go to ktsy.org.